What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out today. Who's got the first question?
Start with Mr. Volkanovski, please. Alex, Yair, obviously a very dangerous opponent no matter who he's against, but a lot of people point to his last fight as a really special performance and thought, okay, maybe he can trouble Alex. What did you see in that last performance? Anything special, or was it just the opponent that he was facing?
Yeah, look, he looked great. He really did. As I said, he's got a lot of threats, and he looked great against Josh Emmett, but I'm not Josh Emmett. You know, I'm the champion of this division, and I'm going to show that Saturday night.
And Alex, obviously his kicking game is what's most vaunted, as well as his creativity. I know you brought in some real high-level strikers, but what do you see? I mean, are there identifiable patterns in the way he attacks, or is it as unpredictable as it seems to be?
Oh, it's definitely unpredictable. You're never going to get a Yair Rodriguez. You're never going to get someone that can emulate him perfectly. But you can get some of the best guys at ranges that do very similar things and just mix them training partners up and give you them looks. And again, training camp was perfect. I bring the right guys in for it, and very thankful for that. And I get to really show everyone the work we put in and what we're made of.
Yair, if I could for you, please. Yesterday, Alex said maybe we'll see a little bit of Taekwondo from him, and he likes to beat people where they're best at. What do you think? Do you think there's any way he'll stand and try to trade with you on the feet, or was that just a little bit of gamesmanship?
Bro, the guy is good. He's one of the greatest of all time. And I'm really happy to be facing this guy right here in front of me. It's a fucking honor, to be honest, bro. I have nothing but good things to say about you. And we're gonna fucking get a banger Saturday night, for sure.
And Yair, should you beat him, I mean, he's arguably the greatest featherweight of all time. Do you feel like you'll need to offer him an instant rematch, that you'll need to beat him twice to eliminate any doubt, or do you feel like you can settle it on Saturday night?
First things first, you know, I'm gonna go in there, bang with this guy, of course. I'm gonna get the win, and then, I don't know, if I think he has some plans of moving up in weight class or whatsoever, but I wish him always the best no matter what he does.
Nice. And Dana, just quickly, one last one for you. Two Mexican champions in action on International Fight Week. Obviously, you've got the Independence Day card coming up on September 16th. Seem to be a lot of Mexican fans here today. What can you tell us about 2024? I mean, are there plans to get back to Mexico? What can you tease for the Mexican fans next year?
Yeah, obviously I've been talking a lot about the PI opening down there. I'll be down there when it opens, and I think it's going to be a game changer for Mexico. So we're doing our first ever Independence Day card, and, you know, here we go.
Question for Brandon in the back, right here. Obviously, you've known Pantoja was most likely going to be your first title, a challenger after you finished your business with Davidson. So I'm curious, when you look back at those first two fights with him, and you're watching him fight now, what is the biggest change in his fighting skill set that you've noted the growth in?
Oh man, I mean, I think he's more mature. Let's go, guys! ¡Vamos, perros! Man, for sure, he's a very dangerous opponent as before, because he's mature, he has more experience, and he's very motivated. And I think that's the key, you know? I was saying this yesterday, actually, like with Figueiredo, for example. He was like dumb to fight with me, like, oh, I'm sick to fight with Moreno again. But Pantoja is like excited, like I want to cut his hair and whatever. He's scared, so that makes him feel, makes him dangerous. So man, I'm ready for the challenge.
And obviously you had your 4 fights with Davidson. Do you think after Saturday your business will be done with Pantoja, considering he does have 2 wins over you?
Sorry?
Do you think your business with Pantoja will be done on Saturday, considering it would be 3 fights?
Oh man,
he has 2 wins.
Man, that's the goal. You know, that's the goal. So other thing, like a lot of people ask me, like, oh, this new rivalry with Pantoja, you are more excited for the rematch and whatever. Like, man, I just want to win, man. I just want to win. I just want to keep building my legacy, and that's it.
Similar question for Pantoja. Obviously, you fought Brandon twice, once in the Tough House and then once in the UFC. Now it's a 5-round title fight. I'm curious, what do you make of his growth in the octagon as a champion?
First, I don't understand this hate about me. I'm a very good fighter. I respect Moreno. I respect his family. He know about that. But Saturday night is gonna be very special. 5 rounds. It's gonna be a war. I know have Volk and Yair in the semi card. It's hard to get the fight of the night, but that's what I want. I want to make the fight of the night, make a beautiful show for everybody. And I feel happy for all that. That's putting the fight more hype. I appreciate all that. Thank you, guys.
Question for Nico Price at the end. Rebecca. Obviously, when you get a call to fight Robbie Lawler, I'm sure that gets you excited, but it's a different story when you're asked to be Robbie's last opponent. So I'm curious, how are you approaching this fight, and what were your emotions when they were told you were going to be his last opponent?
It's just a blessing, man. Like, when I saw the email, I was like, Robbie Lawler, I've been talking about fighting this guy since I was 18 years old when I got into this sport. And I was just like, yeah, I'll take it anywhere. We'll go anywhere. I'll fight him. I love it. Just blessed, man.
And then question for Robbie Lawler. Obviously, you're one of the more beloved fighters on the roster, with both fans and fighters. So I'll just make it quick because I know you love press conferences. Is there any message you want to tell the fans that are here in attendance, considering this might be the last time they get to see you here?
Just thanks for all your support. I mean, the support of MMA. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. Without the fans' support, I wouldn't be able to make a living doing this. I've been doing this for a long time, and thanks to all the fans.
And then finally, one last one for Dana. Obviously, Saturday is Robbie's last fight in the UFC, so I'm curious, how would you sum up his career in the UFC?
Yeah, he and I were just talking in the back. You know, he's been here since he was 19 years old. He's going to be 42 pretty soon. That's a hell of a career. He's been in a lot of wars. He's held titles in a couple different organizations, and he was able to stay in the UFC until he retired. He's had a pretty special career, and you know, looking forward to Saturday and not looking forward to Saturday. So, yeah, we love him, and we wish him all the best, you know, in the rest of his life after Saturday night.
This question for Rob Whittaker. Rob, you've made it clear you think it's unreasonable for people to discount Rodriguez and his abilities. He's clearly going to be more motivated for this fight than any before in his career. How dangerous can motivation be? How much better can it make your opponent be if they're more motivated than ever to defeat you?
Mate, a man who has nothing to lose, who's been counted out, who's the underdog, would have to be one of the more dangerous things you can encounter. And I understand the threat and the gravity he's bringing, and I'm treating it with the respect it deserves.
Because he referred to you there as a man with nothing to lose. I feel like yesterday you said you didn't believe that and you do have everything to lose. How do you feel about those comments?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, fighting a guy like Robert Whittaker is... Yeah, fighting a guy like Robert Whittaker, you know, having nothing to lose, that's absolute BS. I have everything to lose. No, I have a goal to be the champion of the world, and Robert Whittaker is the next step in that ladder. It's a very, very, very tall order, but I believe I did everything I possibly could, and I know I'm ready to overcome this obstacle to get to the next stage and be the #1 contender. So, having nothing to lose, I have absolutely everything to lose, and you'll see how I fight like somebody with everything to lose on Saturday night.
You mentioned there the champion. Obviously, there's no secret that Israel wants to fight you, but on paper, skill for skill, could this be a harder fight for you than Israel Adesanya?
Well, I 100% believe that Robert Whittaker has a more all-around skill set than Israel Adesanya, whereas with Israel Adesanya, he has his own style, which he is incredibly, incredibly good at, and that's why he is right now at the top as one of the greatest middleweights ever, if not the greatest. So, Whittaker, this is my title fight. Whittaker, in my mind, is the most important fight of my life, and that's how I see it. You know, beating Robert Whittaker will immediately show the world that this is a new threat, because that has never happened before other than Israel Adesanya in the past decade. And that's why I'm here to show that I am the next and the future middleweight champion.
Question for Jalen Turner. Jalen, do you feel that Dan Hooker is the most experienced fighter you've ever faced?
Yeah, so far. believe so.
In your mind, how do you overcome that experience when he's got so many years ahead of you? What can you offer him that he hasn't seen before?
That's the thing. He's seen it all, you know, and I feel like I've seen a lot myself, so we're just going to go out there and have a war.
Dan, for you, you know, you've been around a little while. You've had a few fights at this stage. Is there anything you haven't seen in that octagon? Can Jalen surprise you on Saturday?
Oh, definitely. He brings an interesting style. It's a new test, and he's like every accreditation he's got is well worth it. You know what I mean? Like it's everything. He's everything he's cracked up to be. So I'm just excited to get out there and test my skills.
Saying that he's everything he's cracked up to be, then what would a win over him prove to you and yourself and the people watching where your ranking is in this division?
It's like back in the mix, you know what I mean? It was the pandemic times weren't too kind to the old hangman, so I'm looking to get back into the mix. A win over Jalen Turner puts me back in contention.
Question for Val. Val, you're coming in on short notice. How does it feel to be here competing on this card?
It's like a dream, but at the same time, I'm excited to finally put my skills to work and show the world who I am.
And you have a massive opportunity to play spoiler this Saturday, but what does it take for you to defeat someone like Bo Nickal?
Well, this is not my first rodeo. I'm going to go in there and fight this guy. I mean, this guy, you know, his wrestling doesn't scare me. I feel like I'm all around. You know, I feel like I'm a better fighter. You guys don't know me yet, but you guys will on Saturday.
Bo, any response to that?
I'm just glad you take the fight, man. So appreciate you stepping in on short notice. It means a lot to me because I put a long camp in, and thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, let's have a war, bro. Let's go.
I don't know about a war, but something's gonna happen.
I know something's gonna happen. I know that for sure.
And Bo, you know, you said that people want to see you fail. Does that give you extra pressure when you have someone that comes in on short notice like Val? Does that give you extra pressure?
I don't really feel any extra pressure. You know, I put a lot of pressure on myself to go out and perform. Of course, there's people that want to see me fail because I'm so new and I've got a lot of hype. But I think there are even more people that want to see me succeed and achieve my goals. So, yeah, you know, for me, it's just about competing to the best of my ability. And, you know, I have a great team, great coaches, and very grateful for everybody, grateful for the fans, and we're going to have an awesome fight on Saturday.
¿Cómo está Yair? Brandon, en español, aquí hay muchos mexicanos que vinieron para Vegas. ¿Cómo se sienten ustedes que vinieron muchos mexicanos para apoyarte esta semana?
How do you feel, Brandon and Yair, this week with so many Mexicans here to support you in Las Vegas?
Dale. Señores, pues nada, antes que nada, pues miles de gracias por venir para acá. Yo sé que hacen el esfuerzo y la verdad yo personalmente, y sé que hablo también por Yair, estoy muy contento de ver tantas pinches banderas mexicanas alrededor y quiero que igual se vea el pinche sábado, claro que sí.
Thank you so much. I see all these flags. I know the effort that you put in here is awesome to see so many Mexican flags on Saturday. Let's do it.
All right, my first question's for Yair. Yair, you're known as unorthodox striking. How do you train to be unorthodox?
I don't know, I think I'm weird. No, just, you know, it's like I always try to give this kind of explanation to people that ask me that thing. It's like, let's say if you imagine yourself being in a black space, and every time you throw a punch, you can draw a white line. It will always be the same motion of fighting, you know, like the 1, 2, uppers. Every single action you do, it will be always in like the same line. What about the spaces that aren't fulfilled yet? How are you going to be able to fulfill those spaces that nobody has done yet? And those are the things that I focus on my game. You know, like what can I do from weird situations where you know I'm stepping in a weird angle. What can I do from there? Where can I jump from there? Where can I flip? What can I do? So I think that's a correct answer for you, but.
And next question for Volkanovski. How do you train to fight somebody like that?
I mean, like it's going to come down to the training partners, really having guys that are going to really give you that good look. That's going to be unpredictable and throw crazy things. Getting elbow pads, knee pads, just doing some crazy stuff. Like it's wild. It's like, it's like saying that it's that crazy and unpredictable. It's almost like he doesn't know what he's doing. It's calculated. He knows what he's doing, but it is very hard to read. So you're going to get the best looks you can in camp. So I'll be ready for everything. But I just want to say, I've been talking to all the fighters all week, and International Fight, we are fucking pumped to put on a show for everybody. I fucking guarantee you.
Another one for you, Alex. Alex, I believe this is your 7th title fight in a row now. What would you say is the biggest thing that you know now going into this fight that you didn't know going into your first championship fight?
It's a good question. Just be me. Just be me. Like I have been myself through the whole process, but it was tricky to just really be comfortable and confident that way. Where now, I'm just like, be myself. Just do your thing. You know what I mean? It's just go with emotions. I'm pretty experienced with it all now, and just enjoy it. Enjoy the International Fight Week. Enjoy Vegas, and enjoy the cracking fights that are going to happen this weekend.
And one for you, Dana. Bo Nickal has opened as the biggest betting favorite in UFC history, minus 2,500. I just want to know what you make of that, and if you think that's crazy for any fighter to be minus 2,500 in a fight.
I just found that out like 25 minutes ago. It's interesting. You never know. He's got a 100% finish rate, but he's facing a guy. 5 of his 7 wins have come by knockout, 3 in the first round, and this guy's coming in for a big opportunity. I love fights like this where guys step up and take opportunities on a week's notice. So we'll see. We'll find out on Saturday.
For Yair Rodriguez. Yair, we know early in your career you were working with a sports psychologist. What did it take to get to the place where you felt that you had the championship mentality?
I think that it takes you to believe in yourself. I was working with Aletia Olmedo is her name, and she was my sports psychologist. And I like to sleep with audios and wake up with the same. And it's just affirmations, it's put in your head that you can do things, believing in yourself, and then you can make things happen. And it's not a trick, bro. It's just something that is always there. It's a matter of you believing in yourself and the team that you have around you, a good group of people that loves you and support you, and everything else is gonna be there.
Val, it's quite the whirlwind of a week. Have you been truly able to take a deep breath and take in the moment?
Absolutely. I've been taking it all in, enjoying the moment. Damn, I can't wait for Saturday night. Let's go!
And last one, Nico Price, taking on a legend like Robbie Lawler, who's been in so many crazy fights. Is there a different level of mental preparation for a fight that could be as violent as ones that Robbie usually is in?
No, I'm just here to fight, man. All my fights are violent, so I plan to meet violent with violency, so I can't wait.
Question for Brandon and Yair. Can you guys put into words what it would mean to you to both of you win and defend your titles on Saturday for Mexico?
Can you repeat the question, bro?
Can you put into words what it would mean to you for both of you guys to win on Saturday?
Fuck, man, that's a simple question and a big question as well. It means the work that we have been putting each, right? But together at the same time as a Mexican team, you want to see it that way. It's been years and years of working on this dream, and we're changing literally the history of Mexico, not only in MMA, but in sports. And if that doesn't say enough, I don't know what else to say, because we're literally changing the way that sports are being seen in a whole country, and that's big enough.
And Brandon?
For me, man, I mean, I think this is a huge statement for the Mexican mixed martial arts. I'm just happy for my country. I'm happy for Latin America in general because I think, and actually, UFC start to know, I mean, we are good in combat sports, and I said this before, like, we have so many Mexican champions in boxing, like gold medals in Olympics, in Taekwondo, for example. Man, we are good throwing punches. Just we need the support, we need the opportunities, and obviously by our side, we just need the discipline and the sacrifices. But man, we are ready for the biggest stage in the mixed martial arts.
This one's for Robbie Lawler. Robbie, 21 years ago, you competed at UFC 37, and then 1 month later, you competed here in Las Vegas at UFC 37.5. You and your entire generation have done so much to help build the sport. After you conclude your career as a competitor, how do you plan on continuing building the sport as an ambassador, and a respected ambassador at that?
I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing. I'm coaching fighters at our gym, giving back to the sport. So many guys before me helped me get to where I am today. So there's a lot of energy put into my career, and I'm gonna give back to the sport and touch as many lives as I can.
And this question is for Brandon. Que pasa, mi amigo?
What's up?
What's up? So obviously you fought this opponent twice. You know him better than anybody. How do you put those two fights mentally, put those two fights in the rearview mirror and go out and compete and show out tomorrow night?
Yes, man, 100%. I know, and I know I can like erase that of my record of my past. You know, I lost against him twice in the past, and it is what it is. You know, you need to pass the pace. You need to get all the knowledge, the experience, and just go forward. I think we had different ways, you know. Thanks God, life, destiny, whatever you want to say. I got the title, and now he's the challenger, and he's motivated. And obviously, this competitive part of myself want the rematch, right? Want to beat the guy who beat me in the past. But you know, the most important thing for me is just my legacy, man. Right now, I mean, Mexico. I just want to hear Viva Mexico this Saturday.
And this question's for Mr. Pantoja, one more from me. So you fought him twice. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Do you think this is gonna be a different fight from the last two fights?
Of course, gonna be a different fight. I'm prepared for the best Moreno ever. All Mexicans go to my Instagram and say he's a prime Moreno. That's the guy I want to meet in the cage, you know, in the octagon. But the result is gonna make the same. I'm gonna win that, take the belt, and go to Brazil some vacations.
I'm gonna take 3 more questions. Go ahead.
Question for Volkanovski. Including yourself, there are 6 fighters from the land down under on this card. How does it feel to be sharing this stage with them?
Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. It just shows you how big the sport's getting over in Australia in our region. You know, we're getting it's International Fight Week. We've got that many, even how many Mexicans are on this as well. So it just shows you how much this sport is growing. And only up from here, UFC and mixed martial arts is going to take over all sports, I think. And I can't wait to really put on a show this weekend and really do it again for the Aussies. There's going to be a lot of guys, and I've been talking to them all. They're all pumped, ready to set a statement, and I can't wait to finish it with a bang.
And a question for Dana. We've seen how much of a fan favorite Robbie Lawler is. What is your favorite moment that we got to see from Robbie Lawler?
Yeah, no, he always has been since the day he walked into this organization. You know, I think that Robbie Lawler is a fighter's fighter. You know, if you're a fan of fighting, there's no way you don't like a Robbie Lawler fight. He comes in and gives everybody what they always want. It's nonstop action. He's trying to knock you out. He's throwing bad intentions with everything that he throws. He's been one of the funnest guys to ever watch. Thanks. Go ahead.
Question for the champion, Volkanovski. You have unfinished business with Islam Makhachev in the 155-pound weight division, but if you're victorious Saturday evening, how many more contenders in the featherweight division would you feel you need to face to feel satisfied with your title reign?
Mate, I told you, and I ain't lying, and I'm proving it time and time again, I want to be active. And I'm going to get that rematch, I'm going to get that second belt, and I'm going to keep both divisions busy. I promise you that. So I've got business to deal with this weekend. As I said, I'm taking him really serious. But obviously moving forward, I want to keep both divisions busy once I take that belt. But like I said, I've got a threat in front of me. Let me deal with that, and we'll see what happens after that.
And last question for the former champion in the middleweight division, Robert the Reaper Whittaker. You've been through so many wars, so many battles. How do you stay so mentally prepared knowing that you're going to face the carnage likely Saturday evening against another game opponent?
Mate, it's just the threat of another guy trying to take what's mine. I understand it doesn't matter whether he's a fighter in the UFC or a Macca's clerk. It's the same feeling. He's trying to take what's mine, and I'm not going to let him.
Go ahead, sir.
G'day, Dana. This question's for you. My name's Dylan Alcott from KO Sports Australia. Mate, Australia is taking over International Fight Week. There's 5 Aussies on the cards. We've got Volk, we've got Rob, we've got Jack Della, Jimmy Crute, Shannon Ross, Dan Hangman will take you as well if you'll come. Australians are calling for a public holiday. If all 5 Aussies win, what's your message to our Prime Minister to get that over the line? That's for you, Dana. Yeah, you. What's your message to our Prime Minister to get a public holiday if all 5 Australians win on the card?
I don't think he gives a shit what I think, to be honest with you, but sounds good to me.
No, I'll take it. Thank you, mate.
We'll do one more. Go ahead.
First question for Dana. It's International Fight Week, but really every week is International Fight Week for UFC. You've got fighters representing everywhere around the globe. But why Las Vegas? Why do you keep coming back having this event here in this city?
Where else should I do it? Vegas is an incredible destination. Everybody wants to come here. There's tons of things to do, plenty of hotel rooms, lots of great restaurants, unbelievable shopping. Why would I not do it in Vegas?
Viva Las Vegas.
Final question for Brandon. You've had an incredible story of redemption and bouncing back. How did you do that? And why does that make you particularly dangerous come Saturday night?
Damn. I mean, to be honest with you, sometimes I don't even know, you know? I'm just trying to keep going forward, and that's it. Obviously, I always get a lot of motivation from my people, you know, for my family, my wife, my daughters, and my close circle, my loved ones. And, at the end, this dream is bigger than me right now. I started just for me, you know, to be selfish. I just want to throw punches with somebody, and that's it, and show to the world I'm the best. But now, with the pass of the time, man, this dream is bigger than me, and I need to keep pushing forward for my family, for my people, for Mexico, and for a lot of people around me.
Thank you guys for coming out today. We're going to square these guys off for some photo ops. We'll see you Saturday night.
Let's go!